Are you feeling our sacred youth? Anton, hailing in from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's now in his first year of college. Anu, Baltimore, Maryland.
Greetings, Agape Nation.
Okay. Joy May Silvers, Los Angeles. She's in college as well now. And so they have emerged out of this beautiful community. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. And we want to re-enchant our imagination. Our theme of the month is Don't Be Shy, Let Your Light Shine. And oftentimes the light is dimmed because our imagination has been hijacked by conditions and circumstances, situations and interpretation of experiences that we may have had. And so the light is hidden to a degree. As you close the outer eye for a moment, I want you to take on the frequency and the vibration of strength and vitality, the vibrational frequency that allows you to regenerate and rejuvenate. I want you to take on the frequency of being ye as a child again, not childish necessarily, but to be as a child again, full of wonder and awe. I want you to close your eyes and remember such moments in your life where there was a great degree of wonder, a great degree of awe, a great degree of infinite possibilities right around the corner. And maybe some of that was shut down by experience and the interpretation of experience. But you heard Anton speak about the blessing of such experiences. Feel into that right now. Re-enchant your imagination. Take on the feeling tone of wonder and awe and great possibility. As you are re-enchanting your imagination, it might be bumping up against things that may have occurred or happened to you growing up that shifted, shrunk your awareness about possibility. But as the young folks are reminding us, there's something about us that's resilient, that's strong. There's something about us that's timeless and eternal. And we come to higher and higher attractor fields called spiritual community to be lifted up. As Harper was singing, you raise me up, to be lifted up into an attractor field that's higher than where we're vibrating. Let us re-enchant our imagination. As the children were singing, imagine a world in which people picked up their trash. Imagine a world where there was joy and harmony. Imagine a world of peace. Re-enchant your imagination right now. Come back to yourself. And with the power and the strength of our little ones all the way through young adults, we feel into the vibration of a re-enchantment. When you hear me clap my hand, I want you to expand this awareness of wonder in all tenfold. Take an in-breath, release, expansion. Inhale, expansion times 50. Inhale, expansion times 100. As you slowly open your eyes, maintaining your expanded awareness, give yourself permission to let nothing bring you down. Give yourself permission to not allow your mind to be conditioned by circumstances and situations. As a child, not childish, living in wonder and awe, our mind is not yet conditioned or imprinted to a large degree by circumstances and situations. The walk in a high attractor field called the spiritual community, and the walk in affirmative prayer and meditation and visioning and study is about no longer being conditioned by the external, but going within until there is an inner response from the eternal. So rather than being conditioned by the external, we are responding from the internal, which means that we are daily taking the pause that refreshes, the true pause, not a soda, but a true pause of conscious oneness with the presence of God. You are committing today, as you are hearing these sacred children speak to us today, you are committing to catching yourself. When you see yourself reacting to circumstances from the external, and then taking the pause and responding from the eternal as a child, getting over the bruises faster, letting go of the toxicity quicker, letting go of the fear and the anxiousness and the anxiety to a great degree, even though in the external world those things have been normalized to the point where people are shy about being happy. They are shy about being in joy. They're shy about being in a moment of celebration about the power and the presence and the love of God. People are hiding their light because of the normality of fear. They don't want to be the oddball. The theme of the month is don't be shy, let your light shine. Allow your light to so shine before men and women and they and them that when they see you, when they feel your vibration, they're feeling and sensing your connection with the presence of God. They're feeling and sensing your connection with your reverential response from the eternal. And then you become a strong attractor field that assists people in lifting their vibration because they're in the proximity of your frequency, which is your currency, how you circulate your energy that will ultimately condense itself into open pathways for a greater expression of dynamic reality. The power and the presence and the love of God closer than your breathing, nearer than your hands and feet, closer than your neck vein. This is the truth. Come back to your child. You may seem a little bit odd, a little bit, why is she so happy? Why is he smiling? Why is the cage bird singing? That's your role. You're taking on an assignment to not fall into the pit of the sea of mental garbage that's been normalized, proffered, and magnified by the media and social media. But you to take on the frequency. That when you walk into a room, you're not looking for peace, you're bringing it. When you walk anywhere, you're not looking for love, you're bringing it. Until that becomes a whole new neural pathway in the brain. Consciousness and then form. Don't be shy. Let your light shine. I remember a number of years ago, prior to the founding of Agape International, I was sharing this story earlier in the week, and I was, me and my boy, Nirvana Original Gale, we were training people how to pass their practitioner test at the time. This is back in the 70s, 1978, I think. We had these training programs, and we were also set to take our written and oral exam to be licensed spiritual practitioners. And I remember praying before I took my exam to tap into the mind of God to do this examination. And so I was quite startled when I failed the exam. I was the only one in the class that failed. And I was the one leading the training. And I can remember, it's like, it was shock. It was like, what? I prayed, and the answers just seemed so obvious. And So I remember there was a sadness was passing through, a sense of dejection was passing through. And I remember walking, I was on Larchmont Boulevard. And there was this magazine, there was a yoga center there. And in front of the yoga center, there were these magazines. And the cover of this magazine was Diana Yawu, the pipe holder for the Cherokee Nation. And there was a beautiful article that she had written. And so I picked up the magazine, I sat down and I read the article. And in reading that article, it brought me back to a sense of why I was on the journey in the first place. I wasn't on the journey to become a licensed practitioner. I was on the journey to have a closer walk with the presence of God, to have a dynamic, fiery love affair with the presence. It was a childlike, fiery wonder in all connection with the presence, and that was the most important thing in my life. Everything else was added. Everything else was secondary to my conscious connection to the presence of God and that inner child, that divine Christ presence within me being lit from within out. Nothing else was important. And when I read that article, it brought me back to that. And I had no concern about whether I was licensed or unlicensed because I knew God. I had no concern about whether I passed the test, didn't pass the test, because my primary focus was on my connection with the presence. So I got a surprising call the next day or so from Dr. Daniel L. Morgan, the founder of the Guidance Church of Religious Science. He said, I need to speak to you. I said, yes. He said, this has never happened before. The powers that be want you to retake the exam. Normally, you have to wait an entire year to take the exam. He said, this has never happened before. They don't believe you failed the exam. They want you to retake it. And I said, cool. And so I did my prayer work, and I went and did the exam. And as I was taking the exam, I realized I was giving the same exact answers that I'd given previously. I said, no, there's something off here. So I let go of everything, and I went back to my prayer. Let me tap into the universal divine presence, divine intelligence. And then I stopped. I got a hit. No. Tap into the mind of the man who wrote the test. So I shifted. I said, no, I don't want to tap into divine mind. I do. But I want to be guided. And it said, tap into the mind of the individual that wrote the test. So I did that prayer. Let me tap into the individual who wrote the test. And then I looked at the test again, and there were completely different answers. I said, oh, they're looking for metaphysics, not mysticism. So I began to, take the test again, and I passed it flying colors. But the experience of seemingly failing, the experience that Anton went through, the experience that, what's her name? Say her name, Arlene? Anu, when she was talking about what seeming was a failure was actually a big gift. And it gave me a gift of tapping into the divine mind as a child, but to re-ask a different question. It wasn't a failure at all. It was a reset. It was coming into an inner response from the eternal. And that guy, back in 1978, that guy that had that opening earlier, that guy's still running the show. Even though there have been layers of seminars and retreats and spiritual community and staff and equipment and university and all manner of responsibilities that have come with a birth of a community that I gave up resistance to allowing to come into manifestation, that guy still runs the show. What's most important is that enchantment of the imagination about what's possible. What's important is the connection with the presence of God, not a man in the sky. If you're new to Agape, it's not a man in the sky. It's a presence that is never an absence beyond gender. That connection. And so when you hear the theme of this month, which is don't be shy, let your light shine. When you hear grand rising, as Reverend Arlene likes to say, and to set your child free, you want to, on a regular basis, bracket the issues of your day. Bracket where you are reacting to a circumstance out there. Bracket it. Come back. Re-enchant the imagination. What's possible? What are solutions? What are answers? What is possible in my life? Get fired up about the possibility. Come into the state of wonder and awe. Tap into divine mind, heart of the infinite. And then guidance will flow through you in a language in a way that you can understand, and the guidance will be coming from the energetic vibration of an answer, an energetic vibration of a spiritual prototype, a divine idea. It will not be mired in circumstances and situations that produce excuses. It will be an untouched by time, eternal answer coming through you when you're not shy to let your light so shine, so that they see God when they see you. You'll be tempted to be shy. You'll have a moment of connection with the presence of God, and even though the world will be swirling around, there's all kinds of things that go bump in the night. You'll have a moment of coherence in which your joy, your peace, your love, your happiness will not come from circumstances, and you'll be invited to walk in the world shining that light, and you'll be tempted. There'll be a suggestion and a temptation to close down, to be normal. Can't be too happy. Can't be can't be too much joy. There's too much stuff happening. I'll seem odd. No. You have a mandate from the Spirit to let your light shine, to not be shy. You see, that does not mean you don't have compassion and kindness and patience and understanding with the suffering of the world. But you understand that compassion is not getting in the vibrational mud. Compassion is saying, how can I serve to eliminate suffering? And you serve to eliminate suffering by first freeing yourself from the muck. Rising up, shining. And then asking, how can I serve? And then you'll say, and then you'll do that which is appropriate. Do not be shy. Let your light so shine. Let your brilliance, your luminosity, let those talents unfold. Don't be afraid to allow your giftedness to come forward. In truth, you have come as a gift from the presence to constantly give the gift that you were given away. What do I mean by that? You did not create yourself. Your life is a gift from the divine, as an emanation of the divine, and you've got to give that gift away. You've got to share your life, the love, the beauty, the intelligence, the creativity, the ingenuity, the resourcefulness. You have to share your life. Don't hide it under a bushel. And then you'll discover that as you are sharing that vibration of great possibility, you're getting the first gift. It has to flow through you. You get it. You get the healing. You get the revelation. You get the energy. And that gift just keeps on giving. For the more you give, the more you have to give. Woo! The more you shine, the brighter your light becomes. Woo! The more you love, the more love flows through you, the more. Don't be shy. Take an example from our wonderful children today. Those singing, those speaking, those giving testimony. And remember that moment in your own life before you got hurt, before there was loss, before there was woundedness, before your plans did not go your way, where there was just great possibility. And then you have the inner authority and inner permission to grant yourself the possibility of going back into the timeless, re-enchanting your imagination, and proclaiming what's possible. And then you'll see that all the things that have happened in your life, you'll understand the scriptural reference that all things work together for good. All things work together for good for they who love God, the presence, love and beauty and intelligence, and feel their calling to the higher purpose. You won't say all things are good, but you'll say all things are working together for good in a progressive universe that does not compromise nor contradict its own nature. Oh my God. Feel the child in your own heart. Feel that kid that perhaps woke up on Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. It's like, ooh, so much to be grateful for. Well, Christmas is every day. It's every day. Unwrap the gift of the light that is within you. Let your light shine. Let the brilliance unfold. It's intention, willingness, and gratitude. Intention. First of all, let me congratulate you for being here. Why? As I was saying in the way of meditation service today, if you are in any inkling interested in expanded consciousness, enlightenment, awakening, growth, development, and unfoldment, that inkling, one, is the awakened consciousness in its incipiency, in its embryonic state. And that is a gift of grace. You did not create that. The ego could not produce that. That desire right there is the grace of God. And that desire is the incipiency of the full orb presence of the Christ within you as you are eliminating the lies, the superstitious thoughts, the dogma, the misguided points of view. It's right there. When you have intention, there is direction that creates priorities. Then there's willingness that allows you to be available. Nothing happens without willingness. And then there's gratitude. Gratitude is the remedy for vanity. That it is the remedy for spiritual vanity that says, I know so much about spirituality. I know more than them. Gratitude eliminates vanity and it keeps you humble. Intention, willingness, gratitude. Re-enchant the imagination. A little child shall lead you. Straight from the prophet Isaiah. And a little child shall lead. And the lion shall lie down with the lamb. And the aggressiveness of the animalistic nature will dissolve. Oh, I better stop. This is the kids' day. Hey, there's some kids about to dance. You want to see them? Watch the screen. That's Owen Beckwith. Owen. That's Brother Owen. And then there should be one from Giovanni. The memo didn't happen.
Start.
Here you go. Giovanni's another one that grew up right here at Agape, right, Reverend Kathleen?
And Sister Grace.
Raised by Greg and all of us.
To feel the loveliness of your own heart and soul as an original, undifferentiated wholeness. It's because becomes a lovely day
Giovanni!
in every way. And you will be able to say, I'm free.
I remember he was an infant.
I'm liberated from density because I know my destiny. This is your moment. Feel the loveliness of this day. Oh, take your attention away from circumstances. That's not your causality. Take your attention away from heredity, not your causality. Take your attention.
Owen Bakula and Giovanni bringing us to dance. So we're gonna let our child out. We're gonna let our kid out.
Wake up in the morning, love. And the sunlight hits my eyes. And something with the morning, love, goes heavy on my mind. When I look at you, and the
That's Brother
world's
King Shane.
alright with me.
King Shane's in the house.
Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be
What you got?
a lovely day, 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 lovely day. When the day lies ahead of me, seems impossible to face.
King Shane, take the center. Take the center stage.
Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day, 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 lovely day,
King Shane, Fela, Beckwith.
lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day,
Harper. Let me see you dance out there. It's a lovely day. Don't let your mind fool you. Don't let your mind fool you. It's a lovely day. Yes, there will be clouds and there will be rain, but the sun is always shining. We love the rain. It makes things grow. We love the challenges. It makes us strong. Thank you, Brother King. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day. Right where you are, say out loud wherever you are, say it's a lovely day. In every way. Everything is working together for my good. I love God. I yield to my purpose. I bring heaven to earth. And it's all happening right now. 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 Oh, feel that. Feel that as we bring our attention from this sense of celebration into the presence of God through this moment of prayer. We hear, I'm thankful, for I know that thou hearest me always. That's what he said. Meaning, I'm grateful, for I know that the vibrational frequency of the sacred law responds to me always. So as I am lifting myself into gratitude and thanksgiving and appreciation, there is a response to that. I just say, I'm thankful. Oh, there's a response. I'm grateful. There's a response. I'm living in appreciation. There's a response. I live in gratitude now. I live in thanksgiving. I live in appreciation, even when it's hard. Even when it's difficult. I climb the mountain and peer over into the promised land of my own being, and I see the wide mindscape of a beautiful journey. I see the great possibilities. I catch a vision. And in this consciousness of gratitude, I call it forward. Oh, infinite Spirit, Lord God Almighty, divine and infinite presence, Mother, Father God, great God of the universe, love, beauty, intelligence, life itself. How great thou art, how magnificent is thy holy, holy name. Closer than my breathing, nearer than my hands and feet. Oh, I stand in this awareness and feel good about the privilege, and I do see it as a privilege and an honor to speak the word for each and every one of us today, that we may be free. We may free up our child. We may take the shackles of mind off. The prison of perception dissolved, that we may see again. And we are the light that lights up every man, every woman, every individual that comes to the world. Therefore, I have the privilege of speaking the word, knowing that our body temple is a filament of light, and every organ, action, function of the body temple is made every whit whole through our intention and our willingness. Happening now, we accept the grace of God. Mental clarity, emotional purity, physical wholeness, the body of our affairs reflecting and revealing the fundamental order of the universe. Oh, we've got to declare it. We've got to decree it. We've got to intend it. We've got to be willing. We've got to yield to it. We're not just going to sit around and wait for something to happen. It's already happened in the mind of the infinite. We're becoming willing that it can happen through us, that which is happening throughout all eternity. We are re-enchanting our hearts, re-enchanting our imagination, re-enchanting our conversations. Oh my God. Feel into it, feel into it.
I
Yes, you